Hello, everyone. I want you to picture this. I'm sitting in my grandmother's house. A cup of warm Majani chai is in my hands. Yes, just like this. Freshly made mandazis fills the air, and I am sat cross-legged on the floor with my cousins, eager and anticipating, ready to hear one of my grandmother's timeless stories. Her voice, filled with radiance and warmth, begins to filter through the air, and I can't help but lean in, ready to get transported to a world full of tradition, beauty, and magic. Now, when I look at my grandmother, I don't just see her. I see a lineage of women that have shaped my journey. These women include my mother, my aunt, and my younger sister. The lines that are etched onto her face, the wrinkles that frame her eyes, her dark, rich melanin skin, which glows with the same radiance as mine, is a true testament to our shared heritage. Now, the art of reflection is a powerful tool in all cultures because we're able to take from our ancestors and their lessons and experiences and pass them down from generation to generation. I am Kikuyu, like wonderful Lena said, and we have a saying, which is, the story of the beginning will reach you when it rains. And in this context, my grandmother's stories are the rain that allows us to take from our ancestors their experiences and pass them down through generations. As I stand here today, I want to tell you a story that she once told my cousins and I want you to ponder the question, how are we all reflections of our own culture and heritage? She would often start the story by saying, let me tell you about an influential figure in Kikuyu heritage. Her name was Wangu Makeri, a powerful leader born in the late 19th century. Wangu was born at a time when traditional roles were always in place and women didn't really have the loudest of voices. But through her determination and resilience, Wangu proved everyone wrong. Wangu became the first ever female leader in Kikuyu history, or chiefstess, as I would like to say. Under her rule, she was known to be fair but just. She would distribute resources equally amongst the community, ensure justice, and settle disputes. Under her community, everything thrived and her influence grew. But Wangu was not just an influence in politics, she also became an inspiration for women in her community. At a time when women's voices were often silenced, seeing Wangu not only participate but excel in traditional roles that were made for men and made by men was unprecedented. And it allowed women to know that they can assert their rights and go after every single thing that they wanted. Another great and amazing thing that Wangu Makeri did was that she was a powerful person who wanted to speak up about the beauty of the Kikuyu people. Wangu Makeri believed that true beauty lies within preserving our heritage and being close-knit with our community. She taught classes on intricate beadwork, and she would often encourage the youth to sing and dance with our Kikuyu language. Wangu believed that this was the true spirit of the community in preserving it and preserving our heritage. But like any strong and amazing leader, she did face challenges, and her biggest challenge came with colonialism. Colonial powers decided to impose Western norms and ideals onto the Kikuyu people and deemed that their norms were more sophisticated and modern, thus we should adapt them, and indigenous cultural practices became known as inferior, so they were discouraged or submerged. This led to an unprecedented cultural clash, but Wangu's strong leadership prevailed. She continued to teach that women empowerment is at the core of the community and that we should continue to preserve our cultural heritage. It has now been 88 years after Wangu Makeri's death, and I can stand here confidently saying that there are many figures in my life that are a testament to Wangu Makeri's journey and her values. One of those people is my amazing mother. When I think of my mother and I look at her, I see a proud, wonderful Kikuyu woman. Her voice and her words echoes the ideals of Wangu Makeri, and her face carries her values. When I look at my younger sister and myself, I see us as mirror images of our mother. Through whatever she has learned and gone through, she has passed down to us, and hopefully we can pass down to the next generation. Today, back home, fashion designers like Anna Makeri of Kiko Romeo and artists like Michael Soy are leading a cultural renaissance movement in Kenya. This means that they are embracing their cultural heritage of being Kikuyu, and they're rejecting and saying no to Western norms. We have community leaders like Wanjura Maathai, who is the amazing daughter of Nobel Peace Prize winner Wangari Maathai, who are also in this cultural renaissance movement. As the chair of the Greenbelt Association, they organize festivals and workshops that are all about community preserving and environmental conservation. Now, the vision that I see for Kenya is not just the one that we have today, but one where we can fully embrace all of our ethnic diversities fully. I see architecture that is traditional. I see traditional dances and songs filling the streets, and it makes me so proud. But this image is not just only of Kenya, it's for the rest of the world. Because as I look at all the people here today, I can see that you all are walking mirrors of your own heritage and culture. When I look at you, I don't just see you. I see your ancestors, I see your histories, and I see all the people that have passed before you for you to be here with us today. I encourage each and every one of you to participate in this cultural renaissance. And when you interact with people and you get to talk to people, allow them to fully understand your culture so we can continue to create this amazing world where we understand our cultures and our heritages. We continue to preserve and celebrate it. I want to leave you with one last tidbit, another proverb from the Kikuyu people, which is that the tree comes from the seed. This basically reminds us that our past is revolutionary and that our future and our present are rooted in that past, and that we are all walking mirrors and reflections of our culture and heritage. Thank you so much.